Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lindsay Urban, the director of the Arts Institute of Middlesex County. Welcome to Art and Storytime. Today and all month, we're celebrating poetry, and we are joined by our friends at the Civic League of Greater New Brunswick. Please set your screen to speaker view. We are recording this session, and if you wish to remain anonymous, please keep your camera off. It's now my pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Sean Hewitt, the Director of Youth Leadership at the Civic League of Greater New Brunswick.
Thank you, Lindsay. Good afternoon, everybody. How's everybody doing? Let me get a thumbs up if you're having a good time thus far. Wonderful. Thank you guys for joining us. As Lindsay mentioned, my name is Sean Hewitt. I'm from the Civic League of Greater New Brunswick. The Civic League is a nonprofit agency that's existed for over 75 years, dedicating ourselves to civil rights, employment, and overall empowerment for the Greater Brunswick community. And so we're proud to have partnered with the Art Institute of Middlesex County to put together this Storytime event for the past several months. It's been a wonderful experience. Miss Ayana Slacum and Miss Zanaya Hunter are students of mine, and they're gonna be here to read and do some of the art activities. So I really hope you enjoy yourself. And so now I will pass it over to Miss Zanaya Hunter, who will be presenting our reading for the day.
Hi, I'm Zanaya Hunter, and I will be reading our story for today. The book is called A River of Words, and it is the story of William Carlos Williams, written by Jen Bryant and illustrated by Melissa Sweet. When I was younger, it was plain to me. I must make something of myself. William Carlos Williams. Like the other boys in Rutherford, New Jersey, Willie Williams loved to play baseball and race his friends up and down the street, but when the other boys went outside, Willie stayed outside, climbing over the fence in his backyard. He wandered alone through the woods and fields. In those days, just beyond town, there were still many wild places for Willie to explore. My Willie has sharp eyes. He notices everything, his mother told the neighbors, and it was true. As he walked through the high grasses and along the soft dirt paths, Willie watched everything. When he grew tired, he stretched out beside the Passaic River. Gurgle, gurgle, swish, swish, swoosh, gurgle, gurgle. The water went slipping and sliding over the smooth rocks, then poured in a torrent over the falls, then quieted again below. The river's music both excited and soothed Willie. Sometimes, as he listened to his perfect tune, he fell asleep. As Willie grew older, there was less time to wander through the woods and fields or to nap by the river. In high school, Willie had classes and track practice and lots of homework. Willie is always in a hurry, his mother told the neighbors, and it was true. But when Mr. Abbott read poetry to Willie's English class, Willie did not feel hurried. The gentle sounds and shifting rhythms of the poems were like the music of the river. As the teacher read each line, Willie closed his eyes and let them make pictures in his mind. One night, alone in his room, Willie began to write his own poems. At first, he imitated the famous English writers he had learned about in school. He counted the beats in each line and made the endings rhyme. The archer is awake, the swan is flying, gold against blue, an arrow is lying. Poetry suited Willie. Every night he looked forward to sitting at his desk and writing a few lines. But after a while, he grew frustrated. He had pictures in his mind that didn't fit exactly into the steady rhythms or rhymes. I've never seen a swan or an archer, Willie thought. I want to write about ordinary things. Plums, wheelbarrows, and weeds, fire engines, children, and trees. Things I see when I walk down my street or look out my window. So Willie tried writing a new way. Instead of counting the beats or making the end words rhyme, he let each poem find its own special shape on the page. There is a bird in the poplars. It is the sun. The leaves are little yellow fish swimming in the river. Now, when he wrote poems, he felt as free as the Passaic River as it rushed to the falls. Willie's notebooks filled up one after another. "My boy is a good writer," his mother said, and it was true. Unfortunately, no one paid much money for poetry and really needed to earn a living. Willie's mother had told him stories about her older brother, Carlos, who was a doctor. "When our father died," she told Willie, "Carlos's salary provided for our whole family." Willie liked the idea of healing people and of providing for a family, but could he do both and still write poetry? At age 19, Willie went off to study medicine at the university where he met Ezra Pound, Hilda Doolittle, and Charles Demuth. Ezra and H.D. were studying literature, while Charlie studied painting. The friends spent many afternoons together discussing books, music, and art. The harder Willie's medical training became, the more he enjoyed the time he spent with them. When he graduated, he returned to Rutherford and hung his sign, "William C. Williams, M.D., Family Medicine." Every morning, Dr. Willie Williams filled his black bag with medicines and instruments and drove off to visit patients in their homes. Every afternoon, he returned to his office where more patients waited. All day, he delivered babies, healed hurts and bruises, set broken bones, and wrote prescriptions for coughs and fevers. "Dr. Williams is the busiest man in town," said the neighbors, and it was true. But no matter how many babies he delivered, no matter how many sick people he cured, Willie could not stop writing poems. On his prescription pads, he scribbled a few lines whenever and wherever he could. In those precious times, the rhythm of the river he had rested beside as a child seemed to guide him, like the water that sometimes ran slow, smooth, and steady, and other times came rushing in a hummed flood. Willie's lines flowed across the page. After his long doctor's day, Willie climbed to the attic where he kept a lamp and a desk filled with letters from his artist friends and notes he'd made about things he'd heard, seen, or done. As the rest of Rutherford put out its lights, Willie took out his pen and his notes. He sat down and looked at the words. And that is the end of the book. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As you can see in the book, he became a doctor of family medicine, and I want to do that when I get older. And so, yeah, it's really inspiring to see that somebody could manage how to write poems and be a doctor and provide for his family and do what he loved at the same time. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And now I'm going to pass it on to Sarah and Ayana to start the activity.
Thank you, Sanaya. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. That was a great story. What I particularly loved about this book is the use of collaging and different materials that were visible in the book, kind of like as if it was the artist's journal, right? I don't know if any of you have ever journaled before, but sometimes when I journal, I like to take different materials that I find and glue them onto the page. So it felt very personal. So the activity that we're going to do today, and Ayana is going to help us out with, is we're going to do a found word. So we're going to do a found word poem collage. So we're going to take really any materials. So what I have here is I have white paper, and you can use any color for this, okay? So I have white paper for the background, and then I have magazines. Now, if you don't have magazines, that's totally okay. Magazines, books, with permission of your parents, of course. Please don't go, this is with permission. And then if you don't have those materials, you can always just think of different words that come to the top of your mind and write them out. And then you cut them out and put them in different order on a page and see how they become a poem or what they look like, right, in different sizes and different shapes. So before we get started, I'm going to share screen a video that some of our Rutgers students created to show you what the activity is actually going to look like. And then we can get started and Ms. Hannah will lead us all. So here's the video.
Hello and welcome to A River of Words. In this DIY tutorial, you will need white cardstock for background or just any white paper if you do not have that, a selection of scrap papers, for example, magazines or newspaper that have letters on it. You can go on a material hunt through your junk mail or recycling bin to find something interesting to add to the supply collection. And it will be helpful to have glue and scissors. In this activity, you will create words through cutting out letters and putting them together, creating your statement. And through this, you will practice identifying colors, patterns, and textures when selecting pieces. Notice and identify letters, numbers, and words in text printed on papers. Learn about step-by-step processes and cause and effect when composing and gluing. And also, you will use your imagination to experiment with different possibilities. Have fun, and thank you for watching.
Okay, great. So, Miss Ayana, do you want to, I'm going to hand it over to you and see if, I already got started cutting out a few words, but I wanted to see if you had any ideas. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to drop your questions in the chat, or you can unmute yourselves as well.
Hello, everyone. Well, Sarah, I just started doing the same thing, cutting out words. Sarah, you're on mute. Stop trying to talk.
So Cadence is asking, can we use anything? Yes, you can use anything you want. Paper, if you have a, anything, newspaper also works. And then you're also going to need glue, right, to glue your stuff down. The idea is to put things together. It's like collaging, right? So you're going to grab a whole bunch of materials and then glue them together to create one creation. Kyle has a question? Okay, so I think that we can get started unless anybody else has any questions. Pretty easy activity, I think. Requires a little bit of prepping sometimes. Going through magazines and newspapers, you can really, what I do sometimes is I have a bag. Miss Anna, do you want to show my bag with my clippings?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I usually have a bag whenever I get bored sometimes and I want to go through magazines. I will have a scissor and I'll just cut things that I like, and then I have a bag where I put those clippings that I can pull from. So yeah, because sometimes I don't feel like going. Sometimes I just want to collage and I don't want to go through all the process of like going through magazines. You can't find anything to use. That is totally okay, Eric. What you can do is if you have any words that you like, right? You can write them down and cut them out. You can even write your name down and like put your name in different like fonts, right? And then you could cut the letters out and arrange them in cool, funky ways and color them in different colors. That's another way that you can think of this exercise. Think outside the box. Perfect. So yeah, play with those. Play to your strengths. You have paper, crayons, and pencils. Play with those. Maybe play around with potential items that are in your surroundings, and look around you and write those words down. Like around me, I have a computer. I have a telephone. Maybe think about ways that you could create a poem with those words, right? Or words that make you happy. Yes. Right. And a poem doesn't necessarily need to be something that rhymes. A poem can be whatever you want it to be.
So Miss Sarah, Miss Ayana, there's a question in the chat. Should we use words or pics from the magazine?
You can do both. I think that's a great question. Magazines are great for using photos, so I think photo is worth 1,000 words, right? So I think using photos is even better. So Steve is asking, what are we doing again? So we are creating found word collages, found word or picture collages, depending on your materials. So if you have any magazines or newspapers at your disposal, we're looking through them and we're clipping out any images or words that kind of stick out to you. And you're cutting them out, and then you're going to put them on a blank sheet of paper and you're going to glue them on. Okay. If for whatever reason you don't, because if you don't have a magazine or a newspaper or a book that you can clip through, that's totally okay. You can play around with the words that are in your head, right? Like Mr. Sean said that a good prompt is, what are words that make you happy, right? And write those words down, and you can play with the way that those words look. Because one of the really cool themes in the River of Words book was the way that he composed, like put all the words together and used different sizes and different colors to compose the book. So I think we can play with that. Does anybody want to share how it's going so far?
Yes.
Sure, who's that? Say your name.
Aubrey, you know me already.
Oh, Aubrey.
Who's that?
How's it going?
Great. Oh, I need to take the filter off real quick.
You don't have to. It looks great.
No, I'm just gonna take it off because it's blocking some of it.
Oh, you see, that's awesome. And Aubrey, you wrote your own words down, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see, that's awesome.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Yes, is that Evan?
Yeah, that's me, Evan. I'm creating my own project with me. I'm creating my own collage with me cutting out things they drew in blue from drawings. Is that okay?
Yeah, of course.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay, cool. Awesome. I can't wait to see the final product. Does anybody else want to share?
I think Tavi's hand is up in outer space.
Tavi, how's it going?
I did you can't see it because of my background right now. It's because my background.
Yeah, you can't see.
I'll tell you the letters that I wrote.
Okay.
It's R with it's creations OMG.
That's awesome. OMG. Did you play with how they look, how the letters like look? That's cool. Sometimes with my M's, I like to add like a little curl at the end.
That's what I did.
Oh, okay. We're on the same wavelength. Antonio, you had your hand raised. Do you want to share?
I didn't do words, but I did. I was before this classes started. I was playing with Play already, so I did a cake.
Ooh, it looks like a cake.
Yeah, it's a cake.
Be
Actually.
careful, I might eat that.
Okay.
Right. Miss Ayana, how's it going over there for you? Are you making any progress? So.
Sarah, this paper's fancy.
Right? It is the white paper, right?
Yeah. You see the engraving?
Yeah, like the recycled. This activity kind of reminds me of, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but at my house, I have magnets on my refrigerator that have a whole bunch of different words on them. And then you can arrange them to say different things. You see Eric has them. And depending on your mood that day, you can arrange them however whatever you want them to say. So this is just making me think about that. And oftentimes it doesn't really make sense, but it's funny. Sometimes it's funny.
I think I'm just gonna glue everything that I have down. Like making the
gonna look for some pictures. Anybody have any questions that they have or want to share? I feel like this activity requires a lot of concentration.
I agree.
Excuse me,
Go
Sarah.
ahead.
Yes.
Excuse me. I made what I made so far, and if I drew pictures of some things in blue, like suppose I drew pictures of characters with one of the parts in blue. Is that okay if I cut out like anything I want in blue, even if it doesn't feel like the best idea?
Yeah, sure. Give it a try.
Sarah,
Yeah.
so you may see on my screen it says Evans, but my name is actually Trudy Ann.
Hi, Trudy Ann. I'm Sarah. Welcome.
So
That's a pretty name.
I will type my name in the chat if you want. Evan forwarded me the email, so.
Okay, great. Well,
So
welcome.
what are you making with the things?
Oh, right. Okay, so we are making an activity.
I'm new to this.
We are actually, hold on. I can actually drop the read and make guide for everyone as well. Hold on. Before I start explaining, I just dropped the read and make guide, which has all the directions and everything that you would need for the activity. But pretty much we just read a book called A River of Words, which is about a pediatrician who is also a poet. And he liked using, and the way that the book is composed, it uses collaged words onto on a book, and it kind of looks like it's like a journal that you kind of collage yourself. So the idea for this activity is it's a found word collage. So we have, the activity requires, well, it doesn't require, you can really do whatever you want, but we have a white piece of paper and magazines or newspaper or a book that you are okay with clipping through, and you can cut out like words or pictures that you want to stick onto this piece of paper. And you can either make a poem or you can make a visual poem that you want to create. And you have, you need glue or tape, and you need scissors to cut the words out. But it's pretty free form. So you don't need to finish anything by the end of this program, because we'll be done in like 10 minutes. But the idea is that you have the activity and you can, come back to it, right? Because sometimes clipping, like looking for things, looking for the words, it takes some time, right?
Yeah. I like poetry.
Awesome. That makes me excited. I really like poetry too, and I really like collaging as well.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi. Do you have a question, Asifa?
I just wanted to show you my thing. My work.
Yeah, show me. Oh, that's beautiful. I love it.
It says my name.
Oh, perfect.
And I had a little cake on the side.
Oh, it's awesome. Do you like cake?
Of course.
Of course.
And star on the top and the bottom.
That's great.
And I found this kind of work on a magazine.
That's great. Thanks for sharing. Does anybody else want to share? Anna, do you have anything that you want to share? Oh, content figure now searched extra music.
Listen, it's not supposed to say something like.
I mean, it says stuff. It does say words.
Yeah, it has words. It's definitely a river of words.
Yeah, it is. That is true. Ooh, that's true. You can make your words flow like a river.
Oh, okay.
What's your collage, Sarah?
I need like 1 minute to finish before I share. I'm not done yet. You guys will see. Does anybody else want to share? Well, because I've been talking and not really collaging.
Okay, I finished it.
Okay, let's see.
Okay, second.
Ooh, I love the colors.
Wait, hold
Can you read it to us, Abby Rose?
It says, "You are enough. Keep trying. be brave, make it shine, follow your dreams, and set goals.
Oh, I like that. That's very encouraging.
Nice.
Love that.
Thank you.
Are those words you
Um,
came up with, or are those words someone told to you?
I got it from me and some from my parents.
That's cute.
One of them was from my parents. Only one of them. The rest of the words were mine.
I am ready to share. Just give me 1 second. So, this is my collage. So I kind of wanted to make it look like a river after Ayana said we just had that interaction. So mine is like random words that I found. So it says present, because I want to be present in the present moment, because sometimes I'm like loopy. It says melting, artist, creative forms, a star reborn, and then it says nerve, because sometimes, you got to have nerve, right?
What do you mean by mountain? What do you mean by melting? Like,
Oh, by melting. I don't know. I liked the word melting. I feel like melting is like a fluid word. And then there's the word creative forms.
Yeah.
Which kind of reminds me of like dancing and
doing art.
Yeah. Okay. Does anybody else want to share? Eric's back. Great. Thanks, Eric. Gia, do you want to share?
I want to share what I'm gonna write.
Okay, let's hear.
I'm gonna write that I love this class.
Oh. I hope you write that. I would love to see your final product.
I have I and L here already on it.
Oh.
Wait, I can't.
Full L. I just cut out 2 lines and then put them together.
That's great. Can you send us a picture after you
Okay.
or even next week, if you come next week, if you could show us? That would be awesome.
Okay.
Can I share mine? Because I just finished it. I just add some more things. Can I share it?
Of course, yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, strawberries, oranges. Are those grapes? Is it chocolate?
No, it looks like cherries.
Cherries. Fruit.
I just added it. And
Is that your name?
Yeah, it's just backwards because it says Rabia.
Rabia, that's your name?
Yeah.
You're so cute, Rabia.
Thanks.
Hello, can I share now?
Yes, you can.
You'll probably enjoy it. Can you see it?
Oh my goodness, yeah. So you made a collage out of the colors.
Oh wait, yeah. That looks nice.
Well, this says next to face.
Next what?
Next, NEXT, and then T is O, like this, like the O, and then the big O, and then this is another face. So what do you think?
I love it. I realized what you're
That's
doing
cool.
here. I think that's so cool.
Well,
I know.
the next to face.
I love it. Great job, Evan. Very cool.
Thank you.
Eric, do you want to share? Because I feel like you've been very active in the chat. And I'm kind of interested in seeing what you're working on. If anybody wants to share, that we have a few new people here today.
I can share mine.
Yes, please.
So, I don't know if you can see, but it says I love New Brunswick.
Oh my goodness. Me too. I love it. It's beautiful. Thank you so much.
I put a beautiful cake, but you can't see it because of my background. I'll just show you. It's like glue on the cake, and it's so sparkly.
Ooh.
With the glue on the cake.
Oh my goodness. Is it like glitter glue?
Yeah, glitter glue. And the glue looks like this.
Ooh, I can see that glue. That's cool.
Yeah, it's
Glue is fancy. Cadence, do you want to share?
Sure.
Yay.
Okay, so I'm adding some of my cute rocks that I have, but mine says being kind is cool.
That's cute.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. All right. Thank you so much, everyone.
All right, so this is what I came up with.
Oh. Okay.
Wait, come on.
Mariana.
It's just a whole bunch of different words.
Yeah. That's great. I love it. Maya, did you want to say something? Oh, you're it's like you're not muted, but I can't hear you.
Can I share mine?
Oh, yes, you can. And then Eric, I see you. You can share yours after. Oh, cute. I love it. And is that your little sister? Oh my goodness, 2 artists. Oh my gosh.
Cute. And who was the other person that wanted to share?
Eric. Oh, I love it. Follow your dreams.
Yeah, and then it says my name at the bottom.
I love
that
it.
looks so cool.
Great.
I tried decorating it.
Oh. Great.
I like that, Eric. Are you gonna follow your dreams?
Well, yeah, I do.
Yeah. Yes, you will. Awesome. Well, thank you all for joining us today. Does anybody else want to share before we move on?
Oh wait, Gia has her hand up.
Gia, yes.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some paper and put a little paint on it, then cut it out, and then I'm gonna put it on my actual paper and then take it off, and we'll have a print of the word or letter.
Oh my goodness, it's like you're putting together everything that you're learning in this class. I love it. Wow. That makes me happy.
Thank you.
Now you need to show us next week. Miss Lindsay's gonna love that.
This
Somebody...
is that piece.
Oh my.
Oh wow.
That is awesome. Cool, everyone. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you to all of the new faces who were here. We hope that you all can join us again next week at 4 p.m. I'm going to share screen our reading for next week. Next week is a really special reading because we will be reading the book Under the Sunday Tree, which will be a series of poems. And we'll have a very special guest, Miss Sharon Gordon, who will be coming in as a character, Miss Lou. So you will not want to miss it. And then we'll be doing like a painting activity, like a portraiture activity. So you will not want to miss that one. And that's next Wednesday at 4 p.m. Same time, same day with a different link. Okay. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all that I have for today, unless anybody else wants to chime in. All right, everyone. Well, have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Yes, Cadence.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a nice day.
Have a nice
Bye,
day.
Bye, guys. Bye.